Hey, startup founders, aspiring entrepreneurs, and general business junkies. My name is Ian Scott Cohen. I'm with the Founder Underground, and this is another video about one of our exercises to help people really build up their founder and entrepreneurial mindset, their founder psyche, as we call it. And so this is about our exercise around fear and how to reframe and overcome founder fears. Fear gets in the way of so much good decision making that founders could do, and it leads to a lot of bad decisions that ultimately result in failure or a lack of success. And so this exercise was designed to really help you think about the fears that you're currently dealing with and find ways to overcome them, because the research shows that the best and most successful founders oftentimes view fear as a data point and as a guidepost as opposed to an obstacle. And so fear is really a signal, if you will, to tell you that you need to put more time or preparation or thought or get feedback on something specific. So you have to use fear, that feeling, to tell you, what's going on, where do I need to put my attention. So this exercise is designed to do just that. So it looks like this: overcoming founder fears. And I'm going to go ahead and walk through it. For this one, because you want to really put time into this, as you can see, our instructions tell you a little bit about it. It says reflect deeply. So I have a version of this for myself, and I'm not going to go through and do all of the answers in depth as I've done. But in part 2 of this exercise, when I get to the ChatGPT template portion, I'm going to put in those answers. So for this, I'm just going to put in NA for the questions just to show you what they are and talk about them, as opposed to doing my actual responses. So let's continue to get started. It talks about why this matters, reframing your challenges and breaking them into small, manageable steps. That's really about how building confidence and belief in yourself works. You just have to stack wins. So I'm going to hit continue and we're going to get started. The first question in this Reframing Your Fears exercise is, what specific fear are you currently facing in your business journey? So think about a challenge that is causing hesitation or anxiety. Maybe it's pitching, maybe it's launching, maybe it's designing or scaling. We have some example text for every single one of the questions. I'm afraid my product won't sell. I'm worried I'll fail to secure funding. Lots of fears could be there. Maybe you're even just nervous about putting your thoughts on paper because you're worried that they won't come out right. And so that's a perfect example to put in here. I'm going to, again, just type NA, but really be honest with yourself. It's like, what's been holding you back? This is the whole point of the exercise, is to help you work through that. So I'm going to put NA, but remember, it could be going out and doing something. It could just be starting to write your ideas on paper. A lot of times that's one of the things that stops us, because once you start writing it, then all of a sudden you start critiquing it and you believe it has to be perfect. In fact, the opposite is really the truth. You really just need to get started. So that was question 1. Question 2, what is this fear signaling to you? So we're trying to help you build some awareness too about fear as a signal. So fear often highlights areas that need attention, such as preparation or gaining clarity. So maybe it's telling me that I need to better understand my target audience, or maybe the fear is telling me that I need to prepare my pitch more thoroughly. Again, try to think about what the fear is really getting at. Because it's almost always not just about failure. It's about, okay, well, what could you do to make you less afraid of this next step you're about to take? So again, I'm going to put NA to save us some time, but when we do the next part of the exercise, I'll give my real responses. Question 3, what specific outcomes are you afraid of? So describe what your fear might, describe what you fear might happen if things don't go as planned. This is one of those things where, voicing and labeling your biggest fears actually defangs them and makes them less powerful. So I'm afraid no one's going to show up. I'm worried I'll lose the money I invested. Both those things have happened to me, for the record. And so put that down. What are you really afraid of that's going to happen? Are you going to look like an idiot? Are you going to fall flat on your face? Is no one going to like any of your ideas? Put it all in there. That's the whole point of this. You want to get that fear out of your head and onto paper so that we can help you work through it. So I'll click OK or press Enter. Question 4. What steps have you already considered to address this fear? Okay, so even small ideas count here. List anything you've thought of. Literally, there's no limit. I know it only shows a line. You can put as much text as you want. So the examples, maybe you've thought about running a small beta test, or you've considered practicing your pitch with a mentor. Maybe you decided to try one of our programs. What small steps have you already considered? And this is going to help you build a plan and help ChatGPT work with us to build a better plan to help us get started. So I'm going to put NA. But this could be something where it's, okay, I just want to write down in 5 bullets what my idea is. I want to do 10 minutes of Googling, to research my idea. Again, any steps you've considered to try to start tackling this fear. All right, next question. What resources or support could help you feel more confident? So this gets at something that entrepreneurs who are successful do very well, which is called effectual thinking, where you focus on what you have. What do you have already? What's at your disposal? So think about people, tools, or knowledge that can really help you reduce your anxiety or uncertainty. So maybe I need feedback from potential customers, or I could use a mentor to guide me through this process. What resources or support could really help you feel more confident? Throw that in here. Maybe it's just more research. Maybe it's talking to someone who's actually done it before. Anything that comes to mind, put in here. All right. Question 6, what would taking a small, manageable step toward addressing this fear actually look like? So describe one action you could take this week. If you were to take an action, we're not even having you do it yet. Just pick an action. So examples, I could reach out to 3 potential customers. Hey, you could reach out to just 1 customer, right? 1 potential customer. You could reach out to a non-potential customer just to get used to talking to people about it with very low stakes. You could schedule a practice pitch with a trusted friend. You could do a sketch. You could do a wireframe. You could watch more of these videos, all these kinds of things. So just what would taking a small, manageable step look like, and throw that down towards addressing your fear. All right, that's it. 6 questions. Now we're going to throw in our email so that we can get the results. As a reminder, what we do is we take these answers, put them into a custom-built template we've created that you will then use with ChatGPT to really dig into these fears and reframe them. So I'm going to click OK. We always have this question for those who are in the Founder Underground programs. If they want feedback, I am not currently in the program myself, so I'm just going to click C, which is what you can do if you are not currently in the program, and you hit submit. And then you get to our next step screen. So if you've done our exercises before, you're familiar with this, but it talks about, congratulates you on getting this initial win. Nice work. Then check your inbox or your spam, promotional, social folders. Definitely look for those. And you're going to look for the automated Typeform email address, notifications@typeform.com. And you'll get an email from us that has your completed ChatGPT prompt in it, along with instructions on how to use it. If you ever have problems, just email us at info@thefounderunderground.com and we will help you get squared away. But for now, that was the walkthrough of part 1 for reframing your fear exercise, and I will see you guys in part 2.